Civil all of the rebels, chase the devil, say shooting stand. This purpose, I got the nerves, butterflies corner, butterflies lounge, butterflies corner, news gets around. Thank you, ButterCups. Head on the swivel, I like an eagle. Heart of a rebel, shoot shakes the devil. Straight shooting snap. And I'm a purpose, word on the purpose. I got the nerves. Butterflies corner, butterflies lounge, butterflies corner. News gets around. Butterflies float around in music. Butterfly float around in music. And with my ButterCups. Hey. Shout out to my butterflies fly high. Lay in the sunshine. Love in the sunshine. Fly, butterfly, spread your wings. Stay in the sunshine. Hey. Love in the sunshine. Hey. We are the sunshine. Listen, baby, the sun is out. You heard the tune. Butterfly like to spread her wings in the sunshine. Top of the morning. Salutations and welcome back to Butterfly's Corner. How are you guys doing out here in this YouTube universe? I hope all is well with everyone. Yes. It is Wet Wednesdays, y'all. Wet Wednesdays, a wonderful Wednesday, work it out Wednesday. Yes, we made it Wednesday. Listen, okay? Top of the morning, ButterCups. Top of the morning, Grand Rising. How's you doing? Okay, how's you doing? How y'all doing, ButterCups? I love y'all. Y'all know I love y'all. Shout out to my ButterCups that checked on you, girl. Now, ButterCups, y'all know I told y'all these next couple of months gonna be a little rough for you, girl. Okay, just you got some things working out in real life, okay? But I'm gonna be here, ButterCups. I ain't went nowhere. As long as y'all here, I'm here. Top of the morning, y'all come on up in the room. We got 18 in the building. We 4 minutes in. Hopefully, we got 18 likes, okay? Top of the morning, Bush babies. Hit that like button, okay? Top of the morning. Happy Wet Wednesdays, y'all. There's so much going on, huh? ButterCups, and guess what? I'm going to let y'all call in and catch me up. Listen, okay? Because I ain't going to hold you now. The girl been outside touching grass, taking care of Mama Butterfly, all type of things, okay? So y'all come on up in the room. Come on up in the room, and y'all going to catch me up. I know we got some mess going on with Shannon Sharpe. Kenya, I didn't get to talk to y'all about Kenya's old raggedy ass, bullshit ass live she did. What else we got going on? Oh, Miss Angela, who wanted to play cute. She ended up getting exposed. There's so much that's been going on, okay? The poor young man, Carmelo Anthony, his family has been relocated to an undisclosed location because of the threats and, you know, them, baby, why them YT people try to have a protest and nobody showed up? Baby, I'm done. Anywho, ButterCups, so much going on. Whatever y'all want to talk about, okay? Whatever y'all want to talk about. I don't know if y'all ever followed this, but y'all know your girl. I told y'all I be flying around being newsy. I be all type of shit, okay? I am very interested in Mr. Vlad TV finally apologizing for misquoting Minister Farrakhan, and I didn't get a chance to listen to Lord Jamar. I don't know if y'all familiar with Lord Jamar, but he's an old school rapper. He's been around forever. Also, old school podcast. He's one of the first ones to jump out on the podcasting scene. And I didn't get a chance to hear his reply, so I'm gonna play it out with y'all today. We're gonna listen to his reply, because I was waiting for Lord Jamar to come up with his reply, and he finally came, but I didn't get a chance to catch it. But anywho, Buttercups, I mean, there's a plethora of subjects we can talk about, okay? Big U's bail got denied. You know that Big U from down there to that Crenshaw, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people allegedly, rumor has it, word on the curb, believe he had something to do with Nipsey Hussle being unalive, got arrested. So, Buttercups, there's just so much going on, okay? But y'all call and let me know what y'all want to talk about. But the one I do, my own specific subject, I want to hear what Lord Jamar had to say about Vlad's raggedy ass finally apologizing down there to the Willie D's platform. Shannon Sharpe and his mess he got going on. It's just a lot, Buttercups. Anywho, top of the morning, we 7 minutes in, roll call, 23 in the building. I hope we got 23 likes, free 99, okay? It's a free and simple, easy way to support the platform and lets me know you appreciate the content. Lets YouTube know you appreciate the content, and it's free. One tap, you can keep it moving. Come on, sit down at our virtual table, okay? While we floating around being newsy all up in other people's business, okay? We done took a day off from our own business, and we're going to be all up in other people's business, okay? Top of the morning, Buttercups. Roll call. Miss Mimi. Salutations, beautiful. Salutations. Top of the morning. My beautiful living for me. If they in blue, they for us. Shout out to the hardest working Mod Squad on these YouTube streets, okay? Shout out to my Mod Squad. My beautiful DJ Neek in the building. Yeah, girl, I finally showed up, okay? I finally showed up. Hey, don't act like y'all missed me. Shit, all the stuff going on, y'all ain't missed me. Top of the morning, Keita B. Top of the morning, my beautiful Eva Walker. Shout out to my members. Miss Brown Girls Rock. Top of the morning, beautiful. My beautiful AKA. Love you, Buttercup. Queen Barb in the building. My beautiful Edema. All in unity. Top of the morning, beautiful. Yes, I get all the chat, Buttercups. I think I got all the chat, Buttercups. Top of the morning to my Bush babies. Top of the morning to the Bush babies, okay? Mod Squad in the building, okay? Shout bloop, bloop, bloop in the building, baby. Oop, bloop, bloop, bloop. Yeah, shout out to the Mod Squad. My beautiful Alicia. Top of the morning, Buttercups. Y'all come on in the room. We still got a couple of minutes to go. 10-minute mark. We typically try to wait for the 10-minute mark, but yeah, y'all. So I want to see what Lord Jamar had to say about Vlad's raggedy ass apology that he finally gave. Hey, Shayole, top of the morning, beautiful. No problem, Buttercup. No problem. Love you. Appreciate you. Listen, I'm just coming home from Mama Butterflies this morning, okay? So I didn't have time to really organize too much. But hey, we here. Your girl made it. I ain't gonna hold y'all. We ain't gonna be here too long because it's 71 today in Bean, okay? And your girl's definitely getting back outside, touching some grass. I got some errands to run anyway. But yeah, we ain't gonna be here too long. Okay? As Coco, we're gonna tell it, we ain't for a long time. We here for a good time. Top of the morning, Buttercups. Come on in. Happy Wet Wednesdays. Y'all let me know what y'all been piquing y'all interest. Okay, like I said, I just named a whole bunch of crap going on. But I definitely want to get into the Lord Jamal of it all because you know him, and I don't know if y'all familiar with the comedian Godfrey, but Lord Jamal and Godfrey was regulars on Vlad's platform. And when that whole thing went down with the minister, the Honorable Farrakhan, that whole thing fell apart. But you know, everybody been calling Vlad a culture vulture forever anyway. Culture vulture, the FBI, because you know, a lot of people that go on this platform all of a sudden end up with RICOs 6 months, a year later. They end up in a RICO and all type of crazy stuff. All right, Buttercups. But them RICOs though, them RICOs is flying, okay? Did somebody say this is the year of exposure? Are we still in the year of Aquarius? Didn't they say this is the year of exposure? Baby. Whew. We got, Puffy wrapped up in the RICO. Now we got Big U wrapped up in the RICO. Little Dirk wrapped up in the RICO. Yellow Beezy down there out of Houston, wrapped up in the RICO for the Mo 3 unalive. Like just all type of RICOs going on. Okay, it's the year of RICO. Never mind Aquarius. Okay, it's the year. Stormy's in India. Woo, glowing and growing. Look, okay. Baby, shout out to Stormy Still. My baby is glowing and growing. Ain't nothing no hating ass bitches can do to stop her shine. Okay, Buttercup, shout out to the Stormy Still. Okay, she just breaking. Baby, she just breaking into all type of new markets, okay? All type of new markets, okay? Shout out to Stormy Steele and her team, her hardworking team, okay? Shout out to her. The Scots are getting ready for 4 graduates. They got 4 seniors, y'all. MJ is graduating with 3 of his other cousins. Munster's graduating. So it's Munster, MJ, and 2 of the other male cousins. Shout out to them. They about to graduate. I think MJ just went to his prom. Munster probably went to the prom too. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Scots 1.0, 2.0, and 3.0 and 4.0. Okay. Because they got 4 young men graduating this year. So shout out to them. Ooh, ooh, ooh. What did you say, AKA? Ooh. Ooh. Girl. Straight team. Y'all didn't send me them receipts. Y'all did not send me them receipts. Ooh. Oh, baby. Let me tell you how that impact is dry. I ain't hear nobody talk about that Easter live she did. Allegedly, rumor has it, word on the curve is the sound was jacked up. Couldn't even hear nobody. I heard that Easter live she did was a hot bucket mess. I don't know, though. I don't know, Buttercups. Allegedly, rumor has it, word on the curve is she was playing with God, and God played right back with her. Using God to sell her products. And God said, no, you won't. No, you won't. Allegedly, rumor has it, word on the curve is, of course, that was a disaster because she was trying to use God to sell her products, okay? And God said, not on my watch. God said no, okay? He said, hell no, you won't. Baby, I heard it was a mess. I heard this. My boo Destiny, though. Destiny doing big things. My baby got a role she about to do. She got new products she about to drop. She bringing her podcast back. She just signed a new partnership. Just shout out to Destiny, okay? Listen, baby, everybody's glowing and growing. Letitia and Marceau's business empire is growing. We already know they expanded to other states. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Sparkle. Salutation, Buttercup. Yeah, I heard that. I heard that live was a mess, y'all. I heard that live was a mess. They said she tried to use God and God shut it down. Said the sound was janky. The sound was janky. The vocals was off. Baby. The way he said, you will not use Easter Sunday to play in my face or my people's face. Okay. Oh, yeah, y'all. I don't know. Baby. You know what? I don't know. I think somebody did ask about him expanding to Detroit. It would be because I heard Detroit is booming in real estate right now. Are they coming up again? As far as, you know, jobs and real estate and housing and stuff like that. I heard they doing a big one down there to the Detroit too. Mm-hmm. Top of the morning, my beautiful girl Francis, my beautiful Kiwa. Salutations, Buttercups. We got 31 in the building. We 15 minutes in. I hope I have 31 likes. Y'all hit that free 99 like button. Top of the morning. Happy wonderful Wednesday. Wet Wednesday. Okay. Shoo. Listen, won't he do it Wednesday? Listen. Okay. Shoot. Let's get up in here, Buttercup. What y'all want to talk about? Okay, Buttercup, since nobody dropped the subject yet. Yeah, I did. Okay, let's get the whole team. Let me get y'all team 12 heifers out the way real quick. Now, y'all know Kenya's apology was full of shit, and it wasn't really an apology. The only thing she felt sorry for was allowing herself to be tricked out of her spot, even though she was asked that, and she said no, but yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. And the whole trying to blame the production for a decision that you fucking made, I ain't here for it. I ain't falling for it. An apology was full of shit. Oh, I do apologize for using my moment to, like, girl, it's the semantics for me. Oh, I was just in my closet joking. Bitch, we didn't know you neither when you had, listen, you was still freshly new on the show. I think you was only, what, in your second season when you pulled your burner out the closet? First of all, the difference between you and Britt is Britt was running her mouth. You actually showed an actual burner and brought it out your closet. And the reason Faye had that stunt gun for your ass, that was at the reunion after that scene was aired with you pulling that burner out the closet, okay? But anywho, so her apology was whack. It's still like, girl, take responsibility for what the fuck you did. And you know what I'm saying? And like I said, it's not like you don't have a sex tape. You know what I'm saying? Let's not act like you wasn't ran through in your day. Because allegedly, rumor has it, word on the curve is you was dropping it low, spreading it wide down to the Hollywood too, girl. Cut it out now. And they said you got a whole sex tape out there that was exposed. Hey, Misbehaving came up in here. Where Misbehaving now? I know she about to get me, girl. Girl, top of the morning, my beautiful Misbehaving. Don't you start, Team Twirl. Misbehaving, I'm so shocked at you. I cannot believe you Team Twirl, Misbehaving. Top of the morning, beautiful. Hell nah. Buttercups. Here we go. Here y'all go. Okay. I don't care. Listen, this is why Kenya is down on YouTube with us now, okay? So y'all can listen to her, all her lame ass excuses for why she did that bull crap. Because at the end of the day, like I said, if you felt threatened, why would you provoke somebody that you think got a weapon to harm you to officially harm you? Because at the end of the day, that's more of a, that's even more of a reason to pistol whip you. Excuse me. Allegedly, rumor has it, word on the curve is, if that's what she was going to do. You know what I'm saying? Girl, bye. Anywho, Kenya's apology was full of shit, and that's why she down here on YouTube with us. So, anywho, moving along. Go ahead, Misbehaving. Go ahead. Cuss me out, girl. I can't believe you're Team 12, Misbehaving. Well, listen, majority of the Buttercups are Team 12, Misbehaving, so you ain't by yourself. Majority of the Buttercups are Team 12, okay? Okay, I woke up and chose violence this morning, okay? I sure did. Screw Kenya and her raggedy ass apology, okay? You explain that to your daughter where all her money went that you took to even do that whole function, and then allowed yourself to be tricked out your spot. I want to blame production and everybody else in their mama because you decided to use your very important moment to be vindictive and petty and spiteful. Girl, move around. Move around. I don't want to hear this bullshit. Production been after you and all this other crap. I don't want to hear that shit. I don't give a fuck who's after you. And if they was after you, why your dumb ass why you give it to them then? If they was after you, why the fuck did you walk right into the trap, suck it up, and eat it all up, and allowed yourself to be played out your own spot? Hold on. Team 12 won't come get me together. Hold up, Misbehaving. I'm trying to drop it, Buttercups. I know y'all want to fight. There it is. Hit the link. Hit the goddamn link. Okay, and I will not be moved, okay? I usually typically allow y'all to let me meet y'all down the middle. I'm not going to be moved, okay? I'm going to allow y'all to say what I say, but I stand 10 toes down on fucking raggedy ass Kent and her bullshit, okay? Now. Okay, listen, okay? Team 12. Look, majority of my mod squad is Team 12. Oh, Quad the Fraud. Quad the Fraud man got found guilty. Did we already talk about that? I think we already talked about that. Where you at, Misbehaving? I dropped the link for you, beautiful. Misbehaving about to come get me, y'all. I can't believe you Team 12 Misbehaving. I'm so surprised. Look at the guy. Misbehaving. Hold on. Don't you say, hey, I gotta take the wall down. Top of the morning, beautiful.
Good. Hold on. Good morning. It's Team 12, baby, till the wheels fall off.
Look, okay.
I had to tear up. This is respectable because you know Team 12, we keep it classy until we ain't got to. Hold on, baby. I had to cut off the church music. I had to church
Uh-oh.
off the church music. And I said, let me see what's going on in the YouTube street because a sister been missing handling my business. And I said, oh no, not ButterFlii. Not ButterFlii talking about Kenya. You know who else really don't like Kenya, and you would be surprised. Your friend,
Who?
the
Who?
prophetess, Lady D, she don't like
Oh,
Kenya.
oh, Miss Intellectual. Her new name is Miss Intellectual. Get out of here.
Oh, is
I'm
it?
surprised.
I've
I'm
been
definitely,
gone for a while. I might have to creep over
yeah,
there
I'm
and see what's going
handsome
on.
Miss Intellectual.
Well, Kenya might as well get on down here to YouTube. You see old Gator Mouth Portia over here, the rest of them up over here, but this is my thing. Didn't I tell y'all these rich folks ain't really rich? How they coming over here on YouTube taking us poor folks' job? What they up over here for? They better not be asking for no cash app. They better not be catching for no cash app.
Listen, okay, okay. Now that we can agree with. Look at see, here we go. We found the medium because I agree with you. I totally agree with you. Why they all found their way down here?
Look, I don't know, but honey, I did look. I don't know when I'm gonna go live again. I might have to start doing some pre-recorded videos because I do got some real stuff going on. But yeah, I'm gonna rock with Kenya now. When Kenya when that story came out last year, I was hurt. I couldn't believe Kenya did that. But honey, after I saw that episode where bust down Britty Edie, threatened her with that firearm, honey, all bets are off. Yeah, yeah, I'm rolling with Kenya. That's what I say. Hmm. Now, what you got to say, ButterFlii? Because you know, it seemed like this is the season for sex workers. Everybody is advocating for sex workers. You can be a sex worker all you want. Just do it with some class and behind closed doors. What are you out here glorifying it for? Encouraging these young, impressionable minds. And when I say young, I'm talking about under the age of 18. Honey, I don't care what nobody say.
But
Bravo is
hold up.
working. Go ahead.
Hold up, misbehaving. Did she threaten her, or was she just running her mouth and was upset? And they was in two totally different directions when Britt Edie was running her mouth. So she didn't technically threaten her. She said,
I,
"I had." She didn't say, "Oh, Kenya, I got
mm,
a." You know what I'm saying? She was just running her mouth, letting it be known what she got. But she didn't specifically say Kenya. She didn't call Kenya's name. She wasn't in Kenya's face. You know what I'm saying? Not like Kenya specifically called Phaedra's name when she pulled her burner out of her closet.
I'm gonna need you black folks to quit acting like a Karen and a Darren. Y'all know doggone well y'all done came from the hood. We know a threat, implied, subliminal,
Darren.
and lightly. If yeah, quit acting like a Karen and a Darren. We know what a threat is. If you and I are having a verbal disagreement, and actually that verbal disagreement was one-sided because Kenya was paying that child dust and she want to act a fool talking about what she got. You gonna learn today. You gonna learn today. This ain't Hollywood and whatever else. Girl, she lucky Kenya ain't got no hood up in her, because had it been misbehaving, I would have went up on top of her head with a chair, a vase, or anything, a weapon. Honey, I'm not waiting for you to pull nothing out. All you gotta tell me is you have it. Baby, we stay ready, so we ain't got to get ready. So y'all gonna miss me with that? Bravo didn't care. Andy didn't care with his old cockeyed self, old Andy cockeyed Cohen, and somebody had the nerve to leave me a message talking about God made Andy that way, and he's a nice person. Look, if I got heat and smoke for Carlos out in these streets, and we drag Carlos, hell, God daggin' ain't nothing special about Andy. His old cockeyed ass about to get drugged too. He don't like smart, elegant, classy black women. Andy Bravo and Truly Original, they like black women ignorant, hoish, old ghetto ratchet. Baby, they past ghetto. Honey, they are past ghetto. They like them like Portia. Get drunk off of that Hennessy. Go in your house, take your man, your liquor. Look, let me shut up. Go on, ButterFlii. Let me shut up.
Hold up now, misbehaving. You gonna go light on my boo Portia, okay? Because let's just let's stop acting like, first of all, sex work is the oldest profession in man in the history, okay? So we just not gonna act like it's just, no. Okay, first of all, Washington, D.C. was filled with brothels at one point, okay? It was a known fact that Washington, D.C. had a brothel on every other block, okay? So we just know that that's just a part of human nature. The sex work has always been there, and some has been forced. You know what I'm saying? Some has been forced, and some has been voluntary. It is what it is. I don't think nobody's glorifying it, but it's one of the oldest professions in the world. You know what I'm saying? In the
Oh, no, I
world.
know it is. I know it is.
Yes.
That's why it needs to be legalized. That's why it needs to be legalized. But there are more ways that a woman can earn money other than use her body.
Right.
But what I say is this. Actually, it takes a lot of strength and courage because I couldn't do it. Even in my worst, where I know I got some good Thundercat, baby. I got some good Thundercat. I know I can make some money, but I just ain't got the whole I ain't got the whole gene in me. I'd rather rob you or sell some drugs before I sell my cat. Now I know that don't make no sense. I know it don't make no sense, sin and sin. But I guess get it how you fit it. But it doesn't need to be glorified, and I
But
don't care.
fine. Who's glorifying it outside of Amber Rose?
Hell, all of them. Like I don't even know why young women say they got the young women saying they're sluts. The word slut has never
Oh,
been a
right.
positive term, and why would any young woman or woman in general want to attribute assign that negative label to themselves? So if they get the young women and the women to agree to disrespect and dishonor themselves and their bodies, I mean, it makes it easier for men to do it. They already
Right.
use the excuse when women are violated. Well, she shouldn't have dressed that way. It
Right.
doesn't matter
No,
how a woman is dressed. You need self control.
right. Yeah. No, I agree with you on that. I don't. But see, much like a lot of things in life is layers to it. You know what I mean? So I totally
Mhm.
understand what you're saying. I don't think it should be glorified neither. And like I said, it's a difference when you choose it and and when it chooses
Forced
you.
upon you. Right, right. And some people, and that goes for, and I'm sorry for interrupting, but that also goes to like some people, if they don't have the support, they've been through trauma and that's all they know, or they've been tricked into doing it and don't see any other option. But I think right now for them to be glorified, and when I say glorifying, it's not just them, even that producer, Patrick McDonald, that worked for years for Bravo. They're opening the door to make it acceptable, because remember years ago, society frowned upon strippers. There was like a separation. Then now the strippers were acceptable. Let's have them on the shows and in the movies. Now they're doing the same thing with the sex worker. If you don't if you think it's acceptable, before long they're gonna have everybody butt naked on television. You ain't gotta go to Pornhub. You gonna honey, it's gonna be on your daytime
Can
television.
I be honest?
Yeah, go ahead.
That day is already here. Look, that day is already here. You ain't gotta go on Pornhub. You go on Twitter, find the right thread. You can go on any of these websites. You find the right thread. There you go. So I agree with that. And you know what? I feel like it got glorified because I want y'all to pay attention to the transition of this one particular one that everybody wanted to glorify, and I didn't understand it. That Jocelyn Hernandez,
Hello.
and it was
Boop
like
boop boop.
she got glorified. They start glorifying all of them, in my opinion. Now me just watching the progression, and now she got her own show on Zeus where she got other young ladies that are coming from where she came from, and she treat them how she was treated. So I mean, and I get, that's why I get what you're saying where it's glorified, because people like Jocelyn Hernandez was glorified, and now she's literally like doing the same thing that was done to her and how she came up and her story. It was sad to see her hear about her relationship with her mother, and actually see the interaction on the show with her mother, right? And Jocelyn Hernandez is doing the same thing, and if not worse, because she's a female. To me, it's worse because you're another woman who went through a lot of the stuff that you're now putting these young women through. So you're right, it has been glorified because Zeus gave somebody like Jocelyn her own show, and everybody, oh, I love the Puerto Rican princess, I love the Puerto Rican princess. But let's not forget how we was introduced to her as a sex worker that was sleeping with another woman's man, and everybody was going up
Mhm.
because she had cute light shade. You know what I'm saying? It's like people
Mhm.
become popular. Like I said, Kenya been doing vile stuff for a very long time, and nobody's ever held her accountable because she's the shade assassin. But like this, it's one thing when you throw light shade, and it's another thing when you go way below the belt. And Kenya has been went below the belt for years. So it's and now and the other thing I didn't like that she did with her thing was now Bravo is racist. But when Nene was going through her thing with Bravo and calling out certain things they did, Kenya was the main one out there talking about, oh, she's basically lying. They treat everybody fair, and now it's her turn at the table. Now we're supposed to believe it's racism when you came out here clearly campaigning and saying it wasn't. But now that you got to get held accountable for your actions, now it's racism. You see what I'm saying? It's just stuff that Kenya's done over the years. That it's like, nah, girl, I ain't going because you make, like I said, the main one running around interview every other interview when you was asked about Nene and how she felt about the network and how they treat her behind the scenes. You was the main one running around talking about, oh, she just making it up in her head and all of that. Now it's your turn. Now it exists. Girl, move around. See, stuff like that I can't get with. Don't want to use it when it's convenient for you. Now, misbehaving. What do you feel about her using that when it was Nene? She said it didn't exist. Team
The
12.
racism had yeah, Team Twirl representative right here. The racism has always been there. They all have turned a blind eye to racism that has been displayed at that network. All of them: Portia, Phaedra, Candy, Nene, my girl Queen Twirl, Kenya, Phaedra, all of them because they wanted a check. So Nene is not no saving grace because when Kenya decided to marry that no good man Mark off the show in secret, Bravo did her dirty, fired her because she didn't want to share that part of her life. Nene didn't come to stand by Kenya. None of them women came to try to help Kenya save her job. So that's neither here nor there. You talking about all the foul stuff that Kenya has done over the years. I need y'all to tell me, point out what has Kenya done foul, because I have seen people attack her and she has responded in kind. I have seen Kenya for years on that show be double team, triple team by all of those women, and she was able to stand 10 toes down. But as soon as the heat is reversed and turned to one of them women, they want to whine and cry like Nene. They bullying me. It's an alliance. They done ganged up. When Portia assaulted Kenya at that reunion and pulled her by her hair, Portia was going to get fired. Nene, Kenya, not Kenya, Nene, Phaedra, Cynthia, and Candy, they all stuck together so that Portia could keep her job because they were going to quit if Bravo fired Portia. Now look how it turned out years later. Portia, the last one standing, and ain't none of them hoes got no job. Ain't none of them hoes got no job. I don't know who Portia sleeping with over there at Bravo, but she's doing all the sleeping she can before she get too old, cause Britt finna be the next girl up. Bravo looking for a chick that'll do anything to be on television. And I may be part of Team Twirl, and I don't care for Britt Edie, but Britt ain't going nowhere. I'm telling y'all, that chick gonna be back next season. Y'all see her and Portia linked up. Now go on, Butterfly, say what you gotta say, cause it's your show. I'm just a guest.
I wasn't thinking that Portia should have stuck up for Nene. I mean, Kenya should have stuck up for Nene, but she should have kept her mouth off of it altogether. Because, like I said, now not only did she do that to Nene, but she did it to Garcelle too. When Garcelle ran into her first season and her issues, because Kenya is friends with Garcelle's ex-husband's new girlfriend, a new wife. Kenya was the main one to come out here talking about, oh, Garcelle's playing the race card. Let's not forget, she was over there minding business that had to do with Beverly Hills. And apparently they asked her about Garcelle, or she somehow made it a way to get an article about with her speaking on Garcelle and what Garcelle was going through down into the Beverly Hills. Okay, and she even accused Garcelle of trying to use the rape card. So it wasn't just she did that with Nene, and it wasn't about her coming out and sticking up for Nene. Fine, don't stick up for Nene, but at the same time, keep your mouth off of it, because now, like I said, fast forward, you're now making the same claims that Nene made and Garcelle made, and you played in Nene and Garcelle's face. Let's not forget that. And you think you think Kim Fields came for her? The season where Kim Fields was on there?
What Kim Fields did is turned on Kenya. Kenya got Kim on the show. Once Kim Fields got on the show, she started cozying up to Phaedra and the other ladies. And so Kenya was petty and Kenya was wrong for pulling out her chair. See, unlike most fan bases, the men, women, and theys over in Team Twirl Nation, we know how to hold Kenya accountable, but we not gonna let none of you naysayers beat her over the head with her past transgressions. Because just like Kenya, it has commentary when it involves racism, the other women, all these women up on Real Housewives of Atlanta and Potomac, whenever it has something to deal with racism, they all tend to shield and protect Bravo and Andy and the producers as long as they're working. None of them speak out until they no longer have a job.
No, no, no,
Y'all
no,
bringing
because
up Kim Fields.
always spoke out, because the first incident they had, I don't know if you remember when Bravo first started and they used to do blogs. I don't know if you remember, they used to do weekly blogs where
Yeah, I
they would
remember
write
that, and
they
they stopped it at some point.
right.
Hmm.
Nene called it out back then because Bethany Franco, that's when New York had just started their season, and Bethany Franco had did a blog saying a whole bunch of aggressive microaggression. You know what I'm saying? And Nene been calling out for years, though. I got to be honest with you. Nene didn't just speak up when it came to a head. Nene has called it out for years. She has.
Okay,
She
let
just
me
ain't.
interrupt you for a second. Let me interrupt
She.
you, Butterfly. Let me
Mm-hmm.
interrupt you because you just said something
Yep.
that's quite interesting. So, if Nene has been calling out the racism for years, and Bethany Franco is the queen of microaggression when it comes to the Black housewives, why did Nene take her blonde wig wearing, reconstructed nose tail down up over there to Bethany Franco's platform last year? When Bethany Franco was trying to get her a lapdog to hitch on to her, the reckoning of reality television. Why did Nene take her butt up over there if she knows that Bethany has some racist tendency? Why go up over there? Because I didn't see Bethany come out to defend Nene when Nene was going through her ordeal. In fact, I remember last year where Bethany Franco said she had text messages from Andy Cohen, and where he has said not such nice things about Nene, but she will not share that information. I wanted to say, hold by. She didn't showed you who she is. Let me tell y'all something. All of these women, it doesn't matter what disagreement that they have. At the end of the day, you're all Black women and y'all need to stick together, whether it was in the past or if it's currently. Because what they do to one, they going to do it to all. Because mark my word, Portia is on the way out. Y'all done seen these stories lately. Honey, Portia's on the way out. Britt Eady is about to be the new it girl over there on Bravo. And us classy folks, we may not like it, but honey, I see the writing on the wall. So let me mute. So what you got to say about that? Nene talked
Right.
about Bethany, but she had her tail up over there on her platform last year. Go ahead, Butterfly.
Now, I ain't gonna hold you. She did. She did. She did. And listen, much like you, Lizzie gotta call a thing a thing. She sure did take a mind over there to Bethany Fringles, but I think Nene was in a place where, she felt abandoned, and she said, "Freak it." You know how that go. The enemy of my enemies. You know what I'm saying? But Nene knew what she was dealing with. See, when you know what you're dealing with, you're better equipped to deal with it. So I think Nene went over there because she knew what she was dealing with the Bethany Franco. Nene seen through it. I absolutely believe wholeheartedly that Nene seen through it. But where she was at in that moment in time in life, she felt like she needed some, because none of the other ladies was supporting her. And, Bethany Franco, out of all people, surprisingly, was there to support her. So she I think she went ahead and took the opportunity. But I don't think for 1 minute Nene didn't realize what she was dealing with, because you ain't seen them together since.
Mm-mm.
And
After Bethany got what
also,
she wanted, what else?
yeah, I also agree with you that they all do need to stick together, because I tell you that's how I feel about the whole Married to Medicine situation with Mariah. I told you I feel like they did a whole Jim Crow on them women, and they
Mm-hmm.
fell for it, divide and conquer,
Mm-hmm.
and all to this day, none of them want to admit it. But they're still very much on the platform that Mariah's name is still very much on. Mariah is still getting them checks for. So
Mm-hmm.
I have to
That's why I
agree with
don't care.
you. Like, yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, see
That's why I
something
don't care for them
I agree
women.
with. But I feel like they all use it to their advantage. Even Candyman, Candy used it to her advantage. She knew what was going on. But,
Ah, wait a minute, Butterfly. Why you call that woman? Why you call Candy Man? Why did you do that, Butterfly?
that's my nickname for her. When a man loves a woman, look, I can't do it like Kaya, but
Oh, you make me
I
sick, Butterfly. What
think
what
I did. When a man loves a
what
woman,
is
that's where I
it?
got to keep it from.
What, what
Oh, when
Kaya
Kaya
say?
was
Every man needs a
singing,
woman.
that's why I call her Candy Man.
Your ass ain't right,
Not I
Butterfly.
don't look like a man,
Oh,
but
oh
also
Jesus.
listen.
Oh my God.
That just
I'm supposed to be ironing. I'm supposed to be
listen.
ironing these clothes. Hey, cause sure kitchen.
That's my boo right there. She supposed to be ironing. Miss
I'm
B,
up here
hey
going
man.
like that. Huh.
Always a so don't be a stranger. I love
I
when you
did,
come over. You always
yeah, but I've been gone. I've been gone for a minute. I keep scheduling lives to do, but I'm busy. I got a lot going on. I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna talk about it on my channel, but I'm gonna make it a membership. I don't give a
right.
damn if one person subscribe. If you want to hear what's going on with me, that it will be part of the membership. I gotta try to see how to do these pre-recorded videos, but I got a lot going on, y'all. I got to get my stuff in order. I got to get myself in order. And this other
Mhm.
stuff, it's entertaining, but I don't focus on that. It's too much going on. But I'm
Right. No,
I'm Team
I'm in
Twirl.
the
I'm Team Twirl. And ain't y'all ain't gonna be down here on the YouTube streets, double, triple teaming her.
he
I
was
don't
triple
care if I
teaming
like
her.
you
She
or
got
not. All of y'all,
that's women.
all of y'all. Well,
Justice for Kenya. Oh, she got
that's right.
Teen Twelve.
That's
She
right.
got
Justice. Justice.
justice. Okay. Justice for that salon
Justice for
that's
Kenya.
never.
I'm gonna come down
Justice
here. I'm gonna come down here and
for
knuck and buck with all of y'all. I don't care if I like you or not, Butterfly. I'm gonna knuck and buck with you about that doggone Kenya.
Let's go. Listen, I already told you I ain't moving. I told you my whole mod squad is Team Twirl. I think half my Buttercups is
Yeah.
Team Twirl.
Oh,
They
oh,
listen. I
okay. All right.
with
I didn't. Okay. Okay. Look,
my
and
whole mod.
Nene's still trying to go. Look. Okay. Look. Let me go to Iron and get this stuff out of the way because I got an appointment. But I'm gonna be listening to y'all. And let's
Okay.
see, we on a 3 hour time difference, so it's almost 6:30 something. All right, y'all. Let me drop down. It was good being up over here. I may pop up
Yeah.
over at somebody else stuff, but I gotta see. I gotta
Okay.
see.
Yeah.
Uh,
Probably all Team Twirl
Butterfly.
gonna come up to. Yes.
I'm gonna reach out to you on the thing. I need to put the word out there because I need to find me a youngster that does all this editing stuff to help me because I
Oh.
need to,
Okay.
spruce up
Yeah.
my stuff.
Okay, I got
All right.
somebody. Definitely hit me up. Yep.
All right.
Shout out to
Y'all have a
Journey.
nice day. And hey, everybody, whoever I didn't speak to. Hey, y'all. Hey. Bye.
Thank you, Misbehaving. You have a beautiful day too. Yes, Buttercups. All right, Team Twirl. Yeah. Hey, Passion. Salutations to all my Buttercups that came in. I'm sorry. Charge it to my head and not my heart. You know, me and Misbehaving was going back and forth, not a little banter, but salutations, everybody. Listen, Buttercups. Okay, gonna do my boo. What y'all gonna do my boo Portia? Okay, y'all gonna leave my boo Portia alone. But I think Misbehaving made some good points, but I'm still a no go. It's still a no go for me. Okay, it's still a no go for me. Ken got what she deserved because she had no business playing. You play silly games, you win silly prizes, and that's just as simple as that. When it comes to the whole Kenya situation, the whole production did it, and it was production's fault. It's always somebody else's fault. Okay, production didn't go print out them poster boards, but production didn't tell you to put them up at your own grand opening, your second re-grand opening, because you claimed that you had it last year and they didn't show it. You know what I'm saying? The year before, and on the off season, you did a whole bunch of interviews, ragtagging and dragging them. Why the hell wouldn't they have it out for you? So if you know that you spent the off season ragtagging and dragging production, then you come back the next season and you feel like they have it out for you. So why wasn't your head on the swivel then? Why would you make it easy for them to get you the heck up out of there? Girl, bye. Anywho, moving along. And like I said, she played in Garcelle's face too. So no, she can miss me with that. Now it's all about what they would do and wouldn't do with the white franchises. Girl, save the drama. I ain't gonna say the other part. Say the drama for somebody else, Kenya, girl. Move around. If production set you up, then you the dummy that allowed it to go down. Gonna have to eat that, girl. You're gonna have to eat that. Moving along now. Remember, I told y'all. I don't know if y'all know who Lord Jamar is. He's an old school rapper. Like I said, one of the first ones to jump out in the podcast scene. But there was a situation that happened with Vlad, the culture vulture. Allegedly, rumor has it, word on the curve is that's what a lot of people feel. Vlad is a culture vulture / FBI informant, agent, whatever. And there was a situation where he had misquoted and said some negative statements about Minister Farrakhan. Thank you, Misbehaving. Welcome. Shout out to the members, baby. This one just for you, Misbehaving. Thank you so much. Yes, because my buttercups know I'm going through. I'm right along with you, Misbehaving. I got a whole bunch of stuff going on. I'm trying to maintain a lot right now, but my buttercups keep me motivated. That's for sure. This one's for you, Misbehaving. Thank you so much for becoming a member.
Chill. Hey, man. This is what Mr. Church, man. Turn up with me. The old me gone, the new me here. I walked on water without no fear. Somebody better tell the world it's my year. The old me gone, the new me.
Ooh, shout out to Misbehaving. Okay, welcome to the tribe. Yes, buttercups. Okay, we glowing and growing 2025, baby. Glowing and growing. But shout out to Misbehaving buttercups. I was going to talk about that later on in the live, before we end. But I much like Misbehaving, I got some real life stuff going on too. I kind of touched on it a little bit at the beginning, but much like her too, I'm also going to be sharing with my members. I will share in my members only exactly what's going on with me. So shout out to Misbehaving. Listen, that's the way to go, buttercups. If you want to be all up in my business, you're going to have to pay. Okay, you're going to have to pay to be all up in my business. Okay, listen. Okay, moving along. So I want to see what Lord Jamar had to say. So, buttercups, oh man, I know I hate to start somewhat at the end or the middle, or who knows if this story is even gonna go any further, but I know y'all probably want to be like, damn, well, we want to know what it said. Let me see. Let me see if I can pull up what he said, right? I'm gonna pull up what he said about Minister Farrakhan, and then we're gonna fast forward. Mm. You know that I think you know what? I don't know if I'm gonna be able to pull it up because I don't know if y'all remember, but hold on, Buttercups. I'll be right back. Give me 1 second. 1 second, 1 second. Elevator music. Elevator music. Give me 1 second, Buttercups. All right. I'm back. I don't know if I can pull it up because y'all know they banned Minister Farrakhan and anything that has to do with him from being on social media a few years back. I think it was his first presidency. Thank you for the likes, Buttercups. Thank you, guys. Oh, he did snitch on Keefe D. See? Yeah, Buttercups. It ain't letting me pull it up. This sucks. And I think he was because you know what? He was talking to Nick Cannon. I think that's when he said them disrespectful things about Farrakhan, when him and Nick Cannon was having a conversation. So let me see if I can pull up him interviewing let me see. Dang, y'all, it ain't pulling it up. All right. I can't find it. If I can find it another day, I'll play it for y'all. But I want to hear Lord Jamal's response to Vlad apologizing. Maybe he'll play it in his thing. Oh, where's my copyright thing? Buttercup, if one of y'all could put my hold up. I might have. Let me see. Okay, it's right there. All right. Hold on, Buttercups. Any of y'all remember that lawyer show they came out with along that lawyer reality show with the black lawyers? His wife was on there. Lord Jamal, he's married to a black woman that's a lawyer. I don't know if any of y'all remember that reality show that came out years ago. I don't think it went past one season. And you know, it didn't have a long shelf life. But yeah. Oh, come on, man. Don't be doing it to me. Look at that, but you can find all the old interviews with when Lord Jamal used to go on, Vlad. Let me I know what to put in. Because there's a whole big falling out with I want his actual ButterCups. I'm sorry, but I want to hear this, y'all. Yes. Yep. Yes. Yep. Yep, Nikki. Yep, DJ Neek. I'm sorry, I called you Nikki. DJ Neek. Yes. Wait, let me see. Okay, here it is. Now he just responded. I was waiting for this to drop, ButterCups. That's why I'm like, I got to see this. Was it a live or was it a video? Because he responded. Look. I know I'm not tripping because I just seen it this morning. Sorry, ButterCups. I was waiting for this response 7 days ago. Oh, that's right there in my face. Okay, ButterCups. Hold on, I'm gonna fast forward through some of this red bar. All right, ButterCups, let's get into it. Lord Jamar's gonna, I think he's gonna start explain it a little bit, probably a little bit better than me or more articulate. But we're about to get into his response, ButterCups. Thank you for being here. Fair use. If one of my mods could grab his link for his channel, it's called The God Podcast with Lord Jamar. If you can grab the link to his channel and drop it in the chat, ButterCups, we're just going to listen to a little bit of it. But if you want to hear the whole thing, you can, go over to his platform and make sure you let him know ButterFlii sent you and listen to his response. And in case you're not familiar with this situation, if you're interested, but I am, so we're going to listen to it real quick. Thank you. All right.
Big respect to Willie D.
This content is for I'm invoking fair use for constructive criticism and educational and research purposes. Okay, I do not own the rights to this material, but we are doing a recap on Lord Jamal's reaction to DJ Vlad's quote unquote apology about the whole Minister Farrakhan situation that happened. So I want to say I must have been like 5 years ago now. But all right, let's go. Get to rambling. Get to rambling.
But he had Vlad on his show. Now I don't know if you noticed, but Vlad's been making the rounds lately. He's been hitting a lot of platforms. I think he's actually pushing like a masterclass that he has. He has like a YouTube masterclass. I think that's what he's really pushing right now. But he went on Willie D's channel on Willie D Live. And first off, like I really respect the way Willie D just jumped right into it. You know what I mean? He got right into the elephant in the room. Now you see in the title, right, where it says apology, I have apology in quotations because was this an apology? Was this a real apology? Let's decide. So I'm not going to play any of the clip because I don't want to get flagged or anything like that. But if you have the clip at home, you're welcome to, look at it and follow along. I do have some timestamps, and you can take these down and look later on and see what we're talking about. So when the interview starts, right, at 1 minute and 32 seconds, right, Willie D wastes no time getting to the elephant in the room and immediately asks Vlad about the Farrakhan incident. Now that's 1 minute and 32 seconds into the interview. Now there's going to be a rhyme to my reasoning why I'm going to be calling out timestamps. Now, after Willie D states that, he remained friends with Vlad, but boycotted his show, at about the 4-minute mark, he asked Vlad where he stands today. And at this point, Vlad says he changed his stance. Right? 4 minutes in, he says he changed his stance, but he doesn't apologize at this point. Now, right there, I feel like if you were sincere, if this was something that you really wanted to get out the way, that was the moment to do it. That was the moment at that 4-minute mark. You say, listen, I've changed my stance, and I just want to say, for the record, that I apologize to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan for misquoting him 5 years ago. Right then, that should have been said. In my opinion. Right?
Right. So here's where I kind of agree with him, because I watched the interview. Shout out to Willie D. I watched the interview, and I can understand where he's coming from, where he's saying right then and there he should apologize. Because I was confused when he made that statement at first too. So I understand where Lord Jamar's coming from. And I have to be honest, I do think, I don't know. Hopefully, I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, yep, let's go.
My opinion. But it wasn't. So instead of taking accountability, right? Vlad says that he had some people around him. Now, did y'all watch this interview? Vlad said he had some people around.
He probably reading his transcripts, but here's and lies the issue with Vlad did. He can have his feeling on how he feel about the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, but it was the fact that he misquoted him and didn't want to issue a retraction. Because truth is, he kicked up some dust off of a quote that he misquoted anyway. So it was like the fact that you misquoted him to begin with, before you even said the further disparaging comments about him, that should have been, that's the main thing that you did. That was like, okay, well, you heard it yourself and you realized that you misquoted him, but you was like 10 toes down on not retracting that because of how you feel about him in general. The issue is not how you feel about him, because you're entitled to your opinion, but it's that you try to paint us a narrative off of untruths. And that's where lies the issue. Hold on, because this thing got what was the quote? I think it was it might have been, because was it 5 years ago that they banned him, Minister Farrakhan, from being able to be on social media or shared or any of that on social media platforms and stuff. But I don't know if y'all was aware of that, and that's why we don't see as much content on him, because he was banned. There's a real actual ban on him being shown on social media. But I want to say it was something that he had to say about the Jewish community, because you know how he feel about the Jews, because I don't even want to get into all that, but I think you know what I mean, Lady Ro. He had made a comment about the Jewish community, how he feels, you know, how they rob and control America and stuff like that. But he said something about on their head. It was something that had to do with being on Jewish people's head. But Vlad quoted as if he said that Louis Farrakhan was basically trying to incite violence on Jewish people, basically. So he misquoted a statement that he made, you know, about the Jewish community and some about being on their head. But I got to go look that up. Okay, you remember now, Lady Ro? Yep. Okay.
This interview, Vlad said he had some people around him who were advising him that he trusted, and then later he found out that he couldn't trust them. Now I'm kind of curious, who are those people? Who were these people that were that told you? Because I don't think these was black people.
And I have to agree with him. It definitely wasn't black people. Cause who was the people? I'm with you, Lord Jamar. Who was the people?
Told you, don't you apologize to no Farrakhan. Are you crazy? You stand your ground. Like, who told you that? Who'd you have around? And it's funny because at that time, I thought we was cool. So I don't even know who these people are, to be honest. I don't know who these people are that you had around you that were giving you this bad.
Absolutely, Kiwa. Thank you, baby. Absolutely.
This bad advice that you say didn't sit right with you. So if it didn't sit right with you, why would you do it? You see, like this is we're gonna get.
And here is why he went and apologized on Willie D's platform and not necessarily sat down with Lord Jamar and Godfrey and had this and revisited this conversation. So I get what I listen. He gonna break it down. Remember, I told you his wife is a lawyer. Okay. So he gonna break it down. Lord Jamar gonna break it down.
Oh my goodness. So at about the 5-minute mark, that's right, gather around 436 people. There better be 436 likes in this motherfucker. There better be 436 likes in this motherfucker.
Okay, thank you. See, I'm not the only one. Thank you. People be like, stop begging them for likes. I ain't begging. It's just common courtesy. Thank you. He been in the game longer than me. Thank you, Lord Jamar. Hit the like button if you haven't already. We got 43 in the building. Do we got 43 likes? Look, I digress.
Hit
that like button, though. Hit that like button.
The Vlad video that came out with Willie D. We're just discussing what we saw. So about the 5-minute mark, Vlad tries to make Willie D feel special by saying that if he was ever going to talk about this subject, it would only be on his platform. Vlad makes sure to let the viewers know that he and Willie D are friends. You see, Vlad likes to do shit like that, like to show people, yo, I'm friends with my niggas. Like I'm friends with some real motherfuckers. Like, you know what I mean? Real motherfuckers co-sign me and shit like that. And that's just, it is what it is. That's just part of his character. Like, you know what I mean? That's some shit that he enjoys doing. So he knows Willie D is a respected motherfucker. That, you know what I mean? Willie D's a real dude. And
did you know there's an...
I will have to agree with that because one day Willie D did make it clear that he's real cool with Lord Jamar and Godfrey. Willie D did make that clear. Hold on, ButterCups. We gotta get through this commercial real quick.
Real dude. And so multiple times in the interview, he kept speaking on how him and Willie D were friends, because we're friends. We talk more on the phone than we've done interviews and shit like that. FU2, thank you, FU2. Say, can a devil fool a Muslim? No, not nowadays. Thank you, FU2. I appreciate you. That's right. Can a devil fool a Muslim? No. A1 Jersey said that's why he wants to be friends with Lil Boozy. Exactly. So anyway, so Vlad, who still hasn't apologized at this point, right? More than 5 minutes into the clip, we're 5 minutes in, he still hasn't apologized to Minister Farrakhan. Right? He says that at this time, he feels that relations between the Jews and the Muslims would be better served, if both sides didn't buckle down and not want to understand the other side. So he's acting like he's doing this as some sort of way to help the relations between both these groups. Like somehow he's bolstered himself to the leader, of the Jewish faction.
Okay.
Or at least the Jewish faction in hip hop. And
that part right there. Okay. Baby. Now, the crazy thing is, Vlad hasn't interviewed a lot of white people on his platform, which is odd, right? And a lot of them got RICOs and stuff going on, but a lot of this have to do with, man, listen. Okay, anyway, I digress.
Yeah. Oh, the what do I even call it? The delusion of importance that you're going to see through this is kind of crazy too.
Mm-hmm. Very odd.
So,
I think this is probably by a handful of white people he's ever interviewed.
So
allegedly, rumor has it. Word
yeah. Oh, he also said that he's one of the few people in hip hop that are Jewish. He said that there's a small handful of people in hip hop.
Now I don't know how true that is. As far as up front, maybe, but behind the scenes, hell nah. There's a lot more than a handful
that are Jewish. Although I beg to disagree. Aren't most of the record labels owned and operated by Jewish people?
And there you have it. And Lord Jamar should know because he's a rapper, a retired rapper, whatever. He's been in the rap game for years. But okay.
Yeah, I would say so. The ones that are distributing this rap music, most of them are Jewish.
Right.
Just like Kanye's been saying. Now you're talking about people who are actually artists, maybe he's talking about? I don't know. But again, I don't really know you as a jigga DJ like that, Vlad. So your mixtapes were something that I never experienced. So I don't even know you like that. The Trader's Playbook said, I thought Vlad was an atheist. Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. Now all of a sudden we're Jewish and we're representing the Jewish community, and you're an outspoken Jew all of a sudden. It's hilarious. Okay, we got Drew Ha, Rick Rubin, etc.
Right.
People
Rick
like
Rubin.
that.
Now Rick
MC
Rubin,
Search.
If you don't know who Rick Rubin is, he's a co-founder of Def Jam Records with what's that dude's name that's over there in Bowie? Russell Simmons.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever.
Okay. Right.
So at 6 minutes in, he says he's addressing it, but still hasn't apologized. But he says he's addressing it. And he wants Willie D to feel privileged that it's on his
baby.
So at 6
the
minutes
entitlement
and 30 seconds,
and the
approximately,
arrogance.
Willie D asked Vlad, how bad did it get? You know, like the flack. Just how bad did this whole thing get?
It went pretty far.
And now, instead of Vlad admitting that basically he was a scumbag to his friends and, you know, he was just making he made the wrong choices at this time. Vlad tries to spin it as if me and Godfrey somehow betrayed his trust and hurt him. Basically by, like, you know,
trying to hold him accountable.
Talking about the conversation that we had with him. He was upset that we let that be known, even though in the conversation, it was specifically said, and I remember when Godfrey said, you know we're gonna shit on you, right? Like, and I'm like, word. And everybody on the phone laughed at that, including Vlad. Everybody laughed. Okay? That was one of those Godfrey moments, all right? And listen, I'm keeping it real. You know, I'm not even that happy with Godfrey right now, but I'm gonna keep it fucking real as to what the fuck happened. And Godfrey is the one that said, you know we're gonna shit on you, right? And that shit was funny as fuck. So don't act like you didn't know that we was gonna talk about this shit. Like, it
was all done.
So yeah, at 7:20, Vlad says we talked about conversations we had with him, and somehow the conversations weren't represented properly, and things were twisted around. Vlad, what exactly wasn't represented properly, and what was twisted around? What was twisted around? He said that we made him look bad and we made ourselves look good. Bro, we didn't have to do anything to make you look bad. You looked bad.
Right.
The shit you was doing was making you look bad. What the fuck are you talking about?
Right.
We tried to.
Right. Yeah, listen, ButterCups, a lot of people got that issue, but anywho, ButterCups, I'm gonna listen to it later, but that's just the gist of it. So you know, like I said, Vlad had misquoted Farrakhan and then went on a whole, you know, Farrakhan rant, and Lord Jamar and Godfrey at the time were regulars on his platform, and they did, you know, they had a conversation with him behind the scenes, and then they came and spoke about it, you know, on their respective platforms. And from there, everything just went to shit as far as the relationship with Lord Jamal, Godfrey, and Vlad. I absolutely believe, allegedly, rumor has it, word on the curb is, I don't know how true it is, but in my opinion, I believe that there was some blockeration that Vlad was doing with his connections that he had behind the scenes as far as when it comes to Godfrey and Lord Jamal. So I think that's what Lord Jamal is about to get ready to touch on. But y'all know, Mars, if y'all could drop the link to his channel, is Lord Lord have mercy. I'm sorry. But there's another content creator that, like I said, he's one of the ones that been out there from day one. The God Pod with Lord Jamal. I mean, yeah, Jamar, not Jamal, Jamar. Lord Jamar. No L. Okay, no L. But yes, ButterCups, I did want to hear what he said, but it's a little long-winded, so it ain't really long, but I know a lot of y'all not even familiar with the whole situation, so we can move along. There was something else that I just seen that I want to touch on too. I know that shout out to Carlos King, the big Los. Carlos, where my check at, homie? You didn't pay me in like 3 months, Carlos. Where my check at? Where's my money? Anywho, shout out to Big Los. He interviewed Rashida and Kirk. I don't know if y'all, I don't watch Love and Hip Hop. I'm just not interested. You know, Cardi B came and left, and I came back to it when she came and left when she left. So I see little clips and stuff, but I do know there's some whole falling out going on with Rashida, Kirk, and Yandy and Mandeezy. Now here's where I find funny about that situation right now. None of these 4 people in this situation has room to talk about each other. Absolutely not. You know, Mandeezy and Yandy lied about their whole origin and existence. And Kurt and Rashida, we know they've been through a whole bunch of shit. They've been together since Rashida was a teenager and Kurt was in his early 20s. I don't know. Allegedly, rumor has it. Anywho, moving along. So both of these couples have some scandals in their relationship. But Yandy, for one, what I love that happened, right? Because now Yandy came out lying. She had a whole wedding special. You know, this is when everybody and their mama was doing wedding specials. Thank you, Lady Ro. They got a link for Lord Jamal's podcast if you want to listen to hear the whole thing out. Like I said, I don't want to play all of his content. Shout out to him, but I am going to finish listening to it later. But I just wanted to hear what he had to say real quick, because I was waiting for him. I was waiting for his response, and I didn't see it until I was leaving Mama Butterflies this morning, so I didn't get a chance to listen to it. But anyway, moving along. So they exposed again. Now Kurt and Rashida exposed that Yandy and Mandeezy are still not legally married. Now, I was reading a lot of comments. It was like, oh, that was exposed years ago. Yes. Erica, which is Mandeezy's baby's mother, and Samantha, little Mandeezy's mother, already exposed that they was never legally married. Now, here is why it still matters, and here is why Yandy's already been a known liar. She's already been caught in lies. They never legally got married, and her excuse is she didn't want the BMs coming after her for her money while he was in jail. But herein lies the issue. If you're going to decide to marry a man to have kids, that technically is going to be a part of the issue. So you're not willing. That's why it's just like all of that is just crazy. Anyway, moving along, I digress. It's not, I don't really, whatever. But herein lies. They had a whole nother wedding in Dubai. So what Kurt and Rashida essentially saying is they still ain't legally married. And the whole wedding in Dubai was supposed to be the legal wedding, and they're supposed to file them goddamn paperworks to make it legal this time around. That's why the whole Dubai trip and the renewing of the vows and all of that was very important. Come to find out, they still ain't legally married. So Mandeezy ain't even really her husband. And here it lies, man. I just found that tidbit to be interesting. I don't know if any of y'all been following along with Kurt and Rashida and the Mandeezy and the Yandys of it all. But Yandy ain't my cup of tea neither. You don't know why. What you saying, Mimi? Yes, he is married to a black woman. Thank you. Okay, so he thinks he has skin in the game. Thank you very much. I was yesterday or 3 days old when I found that out. I never knew he was married to a black woman. So that is interesting. I didn't know Vlad was married to a black woman. Thank you, Mimi. I forgot that. I did forget about that. Came out this week while I was paying attention to him so-called apologizing. But I can see why Lord Jamal, yeah, Lady Ro, Yandy, Okay. Now, yep, Team Chrissy over here too, baby. And that's what I never understood about. Okay, this is where I really was like mind blown. And I just was really trying to figure out, like, I didn't realize how bad society had got off at this point. But I didn't understand a lot of the backlash that Chrissy would get. I'm like, damn, Chrissy, one of the realest ones on this motherfucking show. But for some reason, it was a narrative about her that made everybody like her and favor Yandy. And I just couldn't figure that shit out. I couldn't think of it. Man, that's when I knew reality TV ain't really reality. Because there ain't no fucking way in hell all these people is watching the same shit I'm watching. And they find they find Yandy to be real. And she the fakest fucking one on the show. And they fucking have a problem with Chrissy. Baby, that shit blew my mind. Okay, yes, I love me some Chrissy. When I seen that, that's when I was like, oh, hell no, society. What the hell going on? Okay, the bully culture really came up because I didn't understand. I never understood that. I did not. That shit blew my mind. That's when I knew it was. That's when I knew like reality TV ain't reality because there's no fucking way. I used to read the comments and shit. And I've been sitting there like, are these motherfuckers for real? And they was for real, y'all. To this day, they try to drag Yandy about being, Chrissy about sticking with Jim Jones and not being married. But at least they didn't, Jim Jones and Chrissy didn't play in your face and walk down the aisle twice now, talk about they's married and they ain't really married. Okay? That's what I'm talking about. See, shit like that I can respect. They never got married, but they didn't play in y'all face neither and have specials and make money. Talking about they getting married, having whole weddings, having bitches spend money on gowns. And baby, could you imagine? And y'all still ain't legally married? Baby. Oh yeah, Yandy been exposed that. No, Yandy didn't expose that. Samantha and Erica exposed that. Yandy was about to play y'all motherfucking faces, and to the producers that favored her down to the Love and Love and Hip Hop, put her on to what them ladies was doing, because we all know that they wasn't filming scenes together, and we already know that Yandy is Mona's favorite. So Mona didn't even know that Yandy wasn't really married. Mona was pissed because, like I said, they gave Yandy a whole spinoff for that fake ass wedding, and they didn't even really get married. So Mona didn't even know. That's why Mona let it be exposed at the reunion about the birthday party situation for Samantha's son, Little Man D's birthday party. You know, when Kimbella pulled up outside and they exposed that audio of Yandy knowing that Kimbella was outside, even though Yandy lied and said she didn't. Yeah. All that happened in that same season. Yup. That was Mona Scott's get back for Yandy playing in her face about them getting married, and they gave that girl a whole freaking spinoff. And then, oh yeah, I wouldn't have did it either. What the hell you marry him for? Because at the end of the day, if you want to love him, that means you willing. That's everything. Everything of him is everything of you. So, and if you thinking about the money going to them rather than the money going to his kids that them women had, them women had custody of and that they was taken care of. And I don't be understanding that half-ass shit. But you want to take a whole bunch of motherfucking fake-ass family portraits of them and shit, but you don't want to help provide for them outside if they ain't in your house. You know what I'm saying? That should be tacky to me. If I meet a man and he have children, right? Before me, if I'm married and I accept his children. So that means if my income get affected, but see, I ain't married a nigga that ain't already taking care of his kids. That way I ain't got to worry about my income being affected. So what does that tell you? Yeah, I don't respect shit like that. Don't marry the nigga then. The fuck? You don't want his kids getting your money. Don't marry him then. Don't marry a nigga that already got kids. It's just that simple. I don't be understanding that half-ass, half-stepping that shit. Sure, protect your money, but stop lying at the same goddamn time. Okay? Call a thing, bitch. Y'all ain't really married. You just keep having these fake-ass ceremonies. That part. Faggot to the motherfucker. And the bitch is a liar. She done got caught in a lot of lies. And she was too much in Jim Jones' business where he was spending his money off of Chrissy. Bitch, you was his manager. That's why everybody thought her and Jim Jones was sleeping together. Because the way you was worried about what he was doing for Chrissy didn't make no sense. You just his manager. You wasn't his financial manager. You was his road manager, his music manager. I didn't hear nothing about you being his financial advisor. Okay. That's somebody else's role. They got a whole different person to play that role. Right. And that was the tacky shit because I followed that whole story. She wanted to be Erica so bad and then stole Erica's old swag. Here go another swagger jacking asshole. Erica spent and helped Mandeezy with little Mandeezy a lot. Even Samantha said it. She didn't know who Yandy was. Erica was the one helping Mandeezy take care of little Mandeezy. And Erica had a whole bunch of pictures with her and little Mandeezy and her son that she shares with Mandeezy, where they would take family portraits and just alike. Here come Yandy. Now she wanted to steal Erica's swagger. Yeah. Hold on, Buttercup. Sorry about that, Buttercups. Hey, Tasha. Salutations, Buttercup. I'm back, y'all. Sorry about that. But yeah, I ain't never really cared for Yandy. Oh, yeah, the situation with the young man down there out of Texas. It's an unfortunate situation. I do feel bad that the young man lost his life. But I do believe that they're trying to politicize this situation with that very unfortunate situation. The one thing I can say, there's a clip, I believe there's a clip rolling around with the father of the young man that was unalive, basically confronting the people that's trying to use his son as a means of a political, he don't want his son to be used for race baiting or political stance. And now they being attacked, from the very people that so-called call themselves trying to stand up for the young man. But because the father doesn't like how they're using his son's unfortunate situation to race bait and try to cause, race wars and all this other nonsense that they trying to do. But they moved Anthony and his family to a undisclosed location. Because these people were sending food, making food orders to their house and food. They were just doing a whole bunch to that family, which is unfortunate. Unfortunately, they're not gonna be able to live in Texas after this. However this trial go, the family is gonna have to leave Texas, and I feel bad for both families. I honestly do, but I also see what's going on, and I just pray that everybody really got their third eye open and don't be falling for this race baiting crap, because it's really not about race, y'all. Where we're at in today's world, in today's society, race is like, it's a drop into what's really going on. Because at the end of the day, it's really about the haves and the have-nots. And that's what our society is boiling down to. There's not gonna be no more middle class, upper middle class, lower middle class, middle class. They trying to wipe out the whole working class, middle class, anything. It's gonna be the have and the have-nots, Buttercups. But like I said, I ain't really worried because I know I come from people that have survived all type of baby. We done survived. We some survivors, okay? And one thing we will do is make a way out of no way. So So don't be falling for the race baiting and to try to get us into race wars and gender wars and all type of nonsense they got going on, Buttercups. Keep y'all head on the swivel. Hey, I said what I said. Salutations, Buttercups. Salutations. Y'all, I think I'm getting sick because my freaking city is bipolar. 1 minute is 60 something degrees, the next minute is 45 degrees. So it's going back and forth. Today is another good day though. It's supposed to be reaching 71 today. So Buttercups, y'all know y'all ain't getting no long live out of me today. Okay, you care about this. I'm about to be outside. I got some errands to run, to be honest with y'all. But yeah, Buttercups. So what y'all got going on, Buttercups? Anything that y'all want to talk about? Let me drop the link. Anybody want to hit the link? I don't know about opening the call-in line because y'all ain't calling in. So I don't even know if we should bother opening up the call-in line. I don't know, Buttercups. Y'all let me know if y'all want me to open up the call-in line real quick. Yeah, I don't know if I can hear how stuffy I sound and stuff. Thank you. Yeah, I'm about to make me some Oregon tea. That could get all this phlegm up out of me, baby. Cause I'm going outside. I have to go outside. Okay. Your girl gotta go outside. So I can't be outside. Nose running, eye running. Mm-hmm. What we talked about the Lord Jamar and Vlad situation. We touched on Kenya and her nonsense. I just talked a little bit about Yandy and her nonsense. Hey,
Good
how you
morning.
take this, Buttercup?
How you doing?
Good morning.
Can you
I'm
hear me?
all right. How are you, beautiful?
I'm
Yep,
good.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, did you talk about Shannon Sharpe? Because I was late getting on this morning.
Oh no, I didn't get to talk about him yet. Did you want to girl? That's a mess.
How you feel about it?
Go ahead, Link. What you think about that Shannon Sharpe situation? Which I knew was coming because he was getting too much steam. I knew they was gonna find one way or another to get him because of the whole Cat Williams baby. Because baby, that
Right.
Cat Williams interview is so doing numbers. But what you think?
I think it's not cool. It's not a coincidence that he is getting ready to sign $100 million podcast deal. And here comes this lawsuit for 50 million. So I think that this definitely, I believe it is definitely a money grab. Um, but I just wonder how it's going to work its way out. I, I I saw the pictures of the girl yesterday, and I was at a loss for words. Like I was stammering and stumbling. What's wrong with Shannon? Is he on that cryptochronic? What's wrong with him? Some must be in that yak he be drinking. Cause this girl clearly looks like a child, even though she is, I think, 21. But she looks very youthful, very young, very unattractive. I don't know. I don't know why he felt he needed an OnlyFans model. Because Shannon Sharpe and the money he has, he's not the best looking guy on the map. He has a nice body, but Shannon probably could get any woman that he wanted. You know, especially women his age. So why he's out here doing what he's doing when he's doing it is beyond me. Also, Umar Johnson went uh, live yesterday, and he said that he's gonna stick with Shannon, but Shannon had to make him one promise that he'd leave the snow bunnies alone. And I don't think that Shannon gonna be able to do that. What you think, Butterfly?
Absolutely not. I don't believe you're gonna be able to do that. Unfortunately, what I do believe, especially in the NFL, more so than any of the other sports where the black men dominate, I think there is something where they gear them or steer them towards snow bunnies. I think the more that's why I think a number of them end up marrying light bright next to white, if not all the way white. You know what I'm saying? And I think that has something to do with the culture of, because it's supposed to be an all quote unquote American sport, right? Football is considered an all American sport. And what type of women do American, so-called the American white man revere? Blonde, blue-eyed, slim, Skeletor looking type women. And I think that because of the culture he came up in, that is embedded in him. And I think he is going to have a hard time leaving the snow bunnies alone, because you got to understand also, in his field, there is a plethora of snow bunnies waiting to get snagged up. Now, here is where I definitely believe that he's targeted. I think it's more than a money grab. Once again, this is get back for that Cat Williams, because that Cat Williams interview opened up a can of worms. When I tell you it opened up a can of worms, and it opened so many people's eyes, and that's the whole situation. Like, they're now back to the point where they're trying to control and censor the information that we receive. I don't know if y'all noticed that. So I think it plays into the bigger scheme of things. And I feel like it's the oldest trick in the book. Anytime you see a Black man making generational wealth, they will find a way to make sure that they don't have generational wealth. If you think about it, a lot of our greats allegedly, rumor has it, died broke or with no will. That makes sense to y'all? Aretha Franklin didn't have no will. Aretha Franklin. You see what I'm saying? So I think there's a lot of things into play with the Shannon Sharpe situation, and herein lies where it does kind of suck that his preference, because this is what they do. They look for things that they can use against you when it comes time to have to knock you down the peg. I do feel like there's certain people that feel like he got a little above his britches, and they want to remind him because you can't make that next tax bracket without being humiliated.
I think a couple of things after looking at the little girl's picture, I think there's actually a photo floating around of them together. I was like, lock him up, lock Shannon up. He knows better. He was raised by his grandmother, and I'm sure she instilled better values in him than what he is out here displaying. Also, I'm not so sure how much truth it is. I'm going to investigate this more today. But they're saying that prior to Shannon starting his show and going to work for ESPN, or was it Fox, one of them, that he had a history of DV with women. That it was known, it was on his Wikipedia, and then it was scrubbed off. Now, I'm not so sure how true that is, but I am going to see what I can find. Also, the very fact that Shannon really, I don't know, I guess I expected more from him than because he seems so mature. But I guess his niche is the young, YT girls. I'm not sure why, but I also watched a thing a while back on HBO where they showed these group of women. They were all young YT women who were chasing after football and basketball players. They would follow them from city to city. They would get their hair, nails done. They were always in glam. They stayed in the penthouse at the hotels looking for these football players and these basketball players, and preferably the Black men. So you might be onto something with that.
Absolutely, Lady Rob. That's what I said. And I understand what you're saying about how he was raised, but herein lies, that's where nature versus nurture come in, or nurture versus nature.
I
Now, he was
agree with
nurtured,
both of you.
but
How,
nature was coming up in that type of environment. You get what I'm saying? So, absolutely. Hey, Miss Mimi.
Hey
That's how you
girls, how you doing?
Hello.
Hey, this story just irks my nerves now. Cause I mean, what comes first, the chicken or the egg? You gotta think about it. That
Right.
man is a certain age. He if you all heard him on his podcast with Ocho, you would change your mind. you would change your mind about him. He's getting what he deserves. Stop looking up under them little young chippities. That's what you get. You played yourself, dude. You played yourself. Oop, I let my thing close. You think
I
you
do.
could you could just wow them with your money and your stuff? And she told them 20,000 a cheek. Word up. She played him. He played himself. He played himself.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that.
And he set himself up. These young men, they come into the game. They see, like you said, they women in there that be setting themselves up to win it. They be in there in the hotels. You got to be near them to be with them. Okay, so they get in close proximity. But you got to remember too, some of these teams support those chickadees.
Yes,
Some
they
of
would fly
those
them out.
teams,
Right.
some of
I think your screen closed, but I think I have to agree with you, Mimi. Shannon Sharpe played itself, but I think that's what happened. I definitely believe that. I don't know. I didn't never know that he was accused of being aggressive and like that because there is
yes.
allegedly rumor has they're saying that they role play. He's into role play. I
Well,
don't know how true
that's
that is.
fine, but you don't do that with 19-year-olds.
That's
You
right.
do that with
Right,
grown women, like Monique told him. You need to
Right.
get with a woman, a real woman, and stop messing with them because
Kids.
that's what you get.
Right.
He's too country. He's too inexperienced, and these chickies play for win. That you did you hear what you? I'm not gonna say what she said on her little, her little text messages, but she played him to the tilt, and now it's time for him to cough up the money. Period. And let this be a
That's
lesson
true.
to all these men who think that they could get in there and razzle dazzle him with all the She was straight up with him. She said 20G a cheek. So
Right.
what more do you need? And if you're still barking up that tree, then shame on you.
And
Who
he knew
came
she
first,
was
the
an only
chicken or the egg? Okay.
he knew she was an OnlyFans model. That's the
That's where he
crazy
saw
part.
her from. So what you
Yeah.
think? You gonna make a hoe a housewife? I don't think so.
And I
Not
don't think
unless
he ever
she
no,
ready.
he
Not
never
unless
wanted to
she
make her a
ready.
housewife. He just wanted somebody to play with.
Well,
And
that's fine, but he
and
got to
then
pay for it.
here's the crazy part. Her telling him, "I can't wait for you to put one of those big black
Big black
babies."
babies.
Are you what?
Some
And then
people are
you
into that though. Some people like
that's
race
true.
play.
Especially, yeah. And here's the next crazy part. You had to have known she was recording you. You
Yes,
had to
he didn't
have known.
care. He didn't care. He wasn't thinking with that head. Think about it. Then you have to think about too, he's gonna play this
uh,
all the way around. Like, oh, well, this is a money grab. Yep, it is. Yep, it is. And she should get every dollar. Yep, it is. Because she told you from the get-go that that's what it was. The jix is up, nigga.
Right.
The jix is up.
right. The
He's
issue
gonna
I
go.
have with people,
He's trying to go
what,
off of the consensual sex
mm-hmm.
part. That's what he's trying to go off of. It was
Right.
consensual. That's what
What
he
he said with Ocho, because when ninjas get together and they get to drinking and they get to talking free, you listen to Ocho Singles podcast with him. He makes them boo boo on himself on a regular. That's just standard. That's what he does.
Here's the crazy part.
He said that.
We don't went full circle from him being liking same sex. Now he's liking young girls. I'm not
Right, right. He don't
a man.
care. He's probably one of them free spirits, and that's his to each his own.
That's it.
However, the jix is up. And he needs to stop looking up under them young chippies' skirts. Period. Learn something from something.
Well, he barked up the
Yeah.
wrong tree this time.
Yep, because she gonna get paid.
Yeah, she gonna get something. He's gonna have to settle with her.
And well, she should, because he played himself. Now I'm
Right.
not saying she right or wrong. I'm saying he knew he's a grown man. He's long in the tooth. He's been around the block a couple of times. Stop
baby.
playing yourself, Uncle Fester.
You got 2 kids by 2 different baby mamas. We know you've been around the way.
Okay, stop playing yourself because the game just got better. He just coming in thinking, oh well, Mr. Svengali, I'll throw some money at her, buy her pocketbook. Nah. She
But
knows
see,
her worth and she
but
gonna get it.
Shannon is a freak. He's a
Yes, he
freak
is.
because she released that text message about the back part. That's gonna get us. That's what's gonna get us some money right there.
and her
That
and her
that
and her page. I won't say where it's from, but the OF that just went boom busters.
oh, you better
Okay,
believe it. You better believe it.
she's paid. She's paid. She's paid. She just upped the charge all the way around, and she could just sit back. Residual money. She could go to sleep and now make money.
Here's
Okay,
here's
I'm
what we
not
need to
mad at
pass the
her.
word. We need to pass the word around to our other black sisters. Stand down when it comes to Shannon Sharpe. Let
Right?
Shannon Sharpe fight this one
Why
on
would
his
you
own.
want somebody like that? Those transactional men are just that, transactional. And some of us are married to them. You need to know if you're paying for your car note, if you're a wife and you don't pay for your car note, or he, you want him, dear, be a doll and cover that for me. What you gonna do for him? You gotta clean his house, you gotta wash his clothes, you gotta tend his kids, you gotta okay? Stop playing. And the
Just
little
straight
things
game,
that
okay?
we don't do, he gonna go over there and get that from her. And he's gonna
Right,
pay her for it.
right. That part.
Game has sold its told.
Uh-huh.
Here's
That's it.
another crazy part that with the Shannon situation. She says she asked him to use a protective device,
They
right,
don't want to.
before going backside on her. Now, apparently, he don't think with his head, right? Because if someone's telling you, "Hey, use some protection, use some protection, use some protect," don't go back there raw dogging me. Use some protection, and you still don't do it. Oh, you a whole different beast.
I wouldn't be surprised if she comes back in a month or two and says she's expecting
Or
twins.
she got something.
hmm I just don't have no
Oh, boy.
empathy, no sympathy for Shannon or men like him. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't. They
Yeah,
knew
Shannon did play.
there's rules to
He
that.
definitely.
And she knew, she told him straight up. And if he didn't get the subliminals, that's his problem. Pay her. And then don't go talking about it and saying and doing the text message thing. Just do it. Just go silently and quietly and pay her like you paid all the rest of them, Shannon. Thank you.
Okay, wait, is there proof of other lawsuits that he
Oh
settled?
yes, ESPN had a couple, and Fox had a couple, allegedly.
Oh,
Oh
I
yes.
told you they were on his Wikipedia page, and someone
Even
scrubbed them.
even Stephen A. didn't stand by him like that. Okay, and that's his homeboy. Even he couldn't abide. I don't know if he's guilty or innocent. Okay, why was you there?
they are. But see, here lies the issue with them. They think they can do it because they see they white counterparts doing it and getting
Yep,
away with it. For
yep.
an
Because that's
example,
the
what happened with
prize. That's the
right,
ultimate prize next to a BMW is clear. We all know it. I say it. I say it. And
right.
y'all know how I get
Especially
down.
listen, especially in that type of field right there.
Especially in sports. He got played. He played himself. He played himself.
I agree 100%. He played himself. It's devastating to see
Yes,
uh,
it's
It is.
horrible.
black men do these type of behaviors,
And then they
especially
want to claim that, oh,
especially
she's a money grab. It's a money grab. Keep
right,
your thing in
especially.
your pants.
But here's the thing, though. You're warned time after time after time after time. Your grandmother probably warned you. These women out here on the streets have warned you. And you still doing the same dumb stuff. So you're gonna have to pay for this one. You're gonna have to pay for this one.
Yeah, he is. Must
These,
it's not just a money grab, but it does mess up his reputation
of course, he could
for further.
use all kinds of sponsorship,
Right.
and he needs to just be
That's on.
quiet. Just
He
like,
could lose that $100,000, that $100 million podcast
I,
that he's trying to
hmm,
I
start.
think he. I think he might lose the whole contract. And
you
the way
right.
he even addressed off the rip with releasing her text messages,
Yes,
that was the wrong move.
yes,
Why you thought that would be smart to do? He should have, like said, he should have just kept it quiet.
yep,
You know
yep,
what I'm saying?
and handled
Cause you
it very, very
a
classy.
story going to cycle. He just had to wait a week or two. Another story is going to cycle
Yes,
and quietly, like you go ahead and settle that. But I heard that allegedly, rumor has it that he did offer her 10 million and she didn't want it.
right. That's what I
So
heard too. And because
now,
she knows it's bigger out there. He's got $100 million. 20 sounds right.
Right, right.
I'm just saying, girlfriend.
That sounds like a
20,
good
maybe
number.
25. Because you got to split that
right.
with the lawyer. And you know he's a bloodsucker. So you figure
Mhm.
25 and you can shut Busby up and take the rest out and
Right.
go on about your business.
But here's what he should
My
have done. Here's what he should have done.
niece,
Now he said he used the
um,
advice of his attorney, but he thinks he's smarter than the attorney
Yep,
because he
yep,
because just because he can run his little studio and production, he feels like he's smarter than the attorney. He
yep.
sat down there, did that live with his production team with that piece of paper in his hand. I'm gonna fight this. I'm gonna do. You've been fighting long enough, and you've been losing.
Right.
Especially when it comes to these YT girls. Stop it and get somewhere and get yourself together. Maybe seek therapy or get
Go get the
counseling.
Lord. I tell you, you
he
ain't said nothing but a word. You really.
is I do feel like there's some type of traumatic or some type of lack thereof of feeling adequate enough when older men tend to draw towards younger women because it's the idea that they can shape and mold them and control them. And I do
Hmm.
absolutely believe I feel inferior.
And a power
Um,
play amongst the people. A lot of
right,
in transactional relationships is a lot about power. She thinks she has
right.
power because she's charging, but he's got the power because he's got the money.
But Shannon has mommy issues. She
Right.
has mommy issues.
He do. He needs therapy. He really does. He needs therapy. That's the only way out is therapy. And realization that he needs to take accountability for his actions in this. No one's giving him, everybody's jumping on, oh, poor Shannon, poor Shannon. Shannon walked into that on his own, just like Diddy. Like
Right,
everybody has a
baby.
choice. Where's the
Hmm.
blame? There's no blame. Everyone has a choice, and he made a bad choice. A very bad one.
Like I said, and here lies the issue with people like Shannon Sharpe. Like I said, they see their white peers doing it, getting away with it.
Yep.
That's like the self coach. That was going on throughout the whole organization, but because it was a black man, these white men still feel a certain way about the white women, even if they treat them like trash. They don't want you touching them.
And make no
But it's
mistake,
still
this lady is not clear. She's Hispanic, Latina. She's not white. She may be light
right.
skinned,
Right.
but she's Caribbean
Right.
descent. So
Gabriella.
let's get that right. We have to
Mhm.
get that right. I'm from Caribbean, so I'm going to claim her, even if she don't claim herself. We come
Yeah.
in all shades. She's just a
Gabriella.
lighter you.
Right.
And but that doesn't make the sense that he's still attracted to what he's attracted to. He's
But you
still
know what?
attracted.
That taste comes from somewhere, right? So you get in the game of playing football, and they bring the women in there to you, and then you see these guys. They indulge in all types of behaviors with these women. These women let them do a little bit of everything,
It
right? A little
happens
bit
in
of
high school
everything.
too. It happens in high schools too.
Even at that, I'm just saying when the appetite for this type of behavior, sexual behavior starts, it gets magnetized probably when it comes to college, and then
Right.
when it gets into when you get on that NFL scene, it gets really
It's
really
over.
strong, and
Yeah,
so
it's game
then
over.
and you see because they're not introduced to it with people that look like them. They're introduced to it with people who have the money to bring them into them, and then they get the money and they say they keep up the same behaviors. The crazy part is that Shannon comes off as this guy who brushes his teeth every hour, and he doesn't like to poop in a certain, he goes downstairs to poop because he doesn't believe in pooping in
Sounds
the
like he's got
bathroom.
issues.
And Shannon doesn't like, women that like put their shoes here. He has all these qualms
Rules.
about women,
All these rules.
all these rules when it comes to his home. But you over here playing nasty in a dupe shoot with a girl,
Right,
19-year-old.
right, right. That part.
That's what got me. I'm like, I didn't want to rush judgment until I saw all the evidence. But
Please go look at the
yes,
podcast with Ocho Cinco and hear it.
I,
Hear him
I
say it.
actually I actually watched the podcast
It's
twice a
awful.
week.
I was listening to him
Yeah, yeah.
horrified because I was
But
on
you
his
know what?
side.
I thought he was just running his mouth, trying to prove to everybody that he wasn't, back for the other
Right.
team.
Yes, that
Yeah,
too.
I think it's mommy issues and the fact that he don't want to, he feel like he can't be who he really is. Because there is rumors allegedly, word on the curb is that, he swing the other way.
He
And,
rising.
for a long time, he was messing with a male stylist that he
Hmm.
once had, but the male stylist don't work for him no more. I guess they separated because of, I don't know, but yeah. I think that might have to be a lot of
think he's
Gail.
ever. I don't think
Gail
he's
got
ever
it right on the
swung.
head.
I don't think
That's
he's ever
why
swung the
he's
other
gotta
way.
give her 20 to cheek because
No, I don't think.
he's not
Hold
cute.
on. I don't think he's ever swung the other way. I think all of that was a rumor because of all the other crap that Shannon's been involved in. Like I said, Shannon had all of these other issues that happened to him with women while he was working, I think, for either ESPN or Fox. I said I'm going to do the investigation and find out. But he had all these other issues that he kept getting in trouble and lawsuits, and they were getting him out of it. And he just kept it going. Found him an OnlyFans person that he done convinced her to take his calls, and he talking to her like she was the child that she was. And maybe that's where he gets his dominance from for
There's
talking to
probably
these
more of them
kids.
too.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I am sure.
There's
I'm
probably
sure.
more. She's just the only one that had the cojones to stand up and say, woo.
run me that money, honey.
She's like,
But here's the thing though. But with her, back in last year, late last year, she was with Shannon, and they were doing their due and all the text messages, and then she came back this year, and when the back door action happened, that she felt so uncomfortable about. That's why she's suing him
well,
because of
maybe it started one way and then he got too comfortable and he took advantage of her.
that's
That
what I believe it. I
happens.
believe that. Yeah, I believe that more than anything.
He started out one
No,
way and then all of a sudden he got too comfortable and she's like, whoa, wait a minute.
Mhm.
And, you know, at the
Mhm.
nah, I
same day,
think he
we need
don't.
to tell our sons and our daughters
Right.
to do the right thing.
Mhm.
Do the
He
right
dumped her.
thing.
She did all of this
And
because he
she did the
dumped her.
right thing. Go to the lawyer.
Yeah.
Because this day and age, I tell my daughters, if anybody, and my daughters are very beautiful, and they're some of them are models and makeup artists and the like, and they're in that proximity of fame and different people. I tell them if there's anything, because anything that goes out of pocket, check them,
That's right.
check
That's it.
them, check them right there and
Yeah.
then.
But I don't think he dumped
Yeah.
her. I believe the whole thing in a nutshell was she was uncomfortable with that backdoor action, and that's
Yes.
what he wanted to do. And
Yep.
because of the very fact that he did not do as she asked him to do,
The
she
25,000 to cheat.
that's it. She got. She said, "Okay, I'm gonna have to sue you because now you done took advantage of my body because this is my body, and
Yes.
I'm gonna get my money from you."
Yep.
Uh, oh, you know what? Yeah, because You might be right
I don't
because
feel sorry for him. I really don't, because he played himself. He got played. He allowed himself to be there, and it's
right.
old, like you said, ButterFlii. It's his oldest time, and he just figured, okay, well, he's gonna play along. When you play with fire, you get burned.
Yeah, I think a lot of these people might have narcissistic like personalities because it's like it'd be like how you don't see what position you in now and certain ways you gotta move and can't move or how you might because at the end of the day that somebody's definitely looking to come up and you are like I don't yeah there gotta be some narcissism and like you said some comfortability there. They get a certain there's a certain comfortability there that they get that they forget who they really are and what time it really is. You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
Just like Maya
And
Angelou said, when somebody shows you who they are, believe them.
And you know
right.
what?
I
There are
yeah.
men out here who fetish over young women. Because one thing it was said in some of the text messages, he wanted her to call him daddy.
Yes. See there? He's not all innocent, and he goes on these other podcasts and he goes on these newscasts because he has access, and his access speaks louder than hers. She's just a model, if you use the term loosely. Okay, well, she wasn't that the day he met her. He was in on it, and I think this is all a ruse. He's just doing it just he's just trying to counteract when his lawyer tells him to shut up. He should listen. I
Right.
had a dear friend who's since passed, who's an awesome attorney. Awesome attorney. He said a fish didn't get caught that didn't open their mouth up first.
That's right.
A
That's
fish
right.
didn't get caught unless they opened their mouth up first. And I would say to him, wow, that's he be sitting up there just drinking, I'm tending bar, and he's telling me, you gotta open your mouth to get caught. And he opened his mouth and got caught.
Well, here's the next thing too with Shannon. He just has to realize that because the defense that they're going to use is that she is a lady of the night. That's what they're going to use on her. They're going to use the fact that she is out here dropping it low,
Mhm.
spreading it wide. They're going to use that OnlyFans page as their defense as far as the things that she does. And I
Well,
guarantee,
I believe he lives in Vegas, or not Vegas, but the outskirts of Vegas, and it's legal there. So they're not going to go far if she filed in Nevada.
but
They're not going
even
to go far.
No, it's basically to speak to her character and her reputation. Yeah, it's not even about trying to get her legally. I mean,
Shoot,
if it's
the
illegal.
president did it. The president did it with Stormy Daniels. I'm just saying. What's that say about
Lady
his
Rock.
character? you know?
my
Lady
phone
Rock.
keeps my phone keeps kicking me out, but I'm driving, so it could be where I'm driving at.
Oh, okay. All right. I wasn't sure. I'm like, hold up now.
We said, wait a minute.
Nobody make sure anybody try to porn bomb me.
Yeah,
Well,
but
Mhm.
they're gonna use that the OnlyFans as a character witness, right? They're gonna
They
say
could try, but
this
he's
no
you got to see him.
they're not gonna try. They're gonna use it because
They probably will.
regardless of what we believe that it being legal, uh, sex workers are still frowned upon in America. It's still considered a what is the word they use? A sinful
tap.
act, right? Yeah. So this
Right.
is not
Oh,
something that's gonna be she just does that for
Right.
whatever. It's
It's
legal
not
and
like
they don't care.
he's banging out a CEO or nothing, you know.
Right, right. That's exactly what. Do you see? They did. If you look at our president, he did the exact same thing with Stormy Daniels.
Even Clinton did the same thing, talking
That's
about I
it.
didn't have sexual relations, but he,
Right. She wanted to give me a little bang bang and a little. I just did it on her clothes, whatever. Yeah.
it's
So
the
mhm.
hypocrisy though that I can't stand. I really can't, I really can't, because I mean, even in the Bible it says a monger. I won't use the first term, but the monger is also held in account. He's worth. the H monger.
That's true. But you know,
Right.
when the men brought the woman that was caught in the act of adultery to Jesus, and he said, well, he that's without sin, cast the first stone. They thought she should be stoned to death.
Hallelujah.
And
Glory to
Jesus
God.
turned back around and started writing on the ground. And when he looked back at the woman, he said, "Woman, where are thy accusers?" And
There you
she was,
are.
"I have."
Where is it?
Yeah, but
In the end, I just think that he needs to be quiet, listen to his lawyer, and she needs to get paid quietly and go on about herself. And to because it's going to set a precedent to where all these Uncle Jims and Uncle Eddies and they all going to get reeled in. They didn't learn
girl,
from Diddy.
but
They didn't learn
Mimi,
from Diddy. They think it
it's
won't
been
happen to
happening.
them.
Mimi, it's been happening for years, and
Right.
they hadn't figured it out yet. So I
And
don't think this is going to help either.
and
This is
black
not going to help
men
them
are
figure it out.
low bearing fruit when it comes to this. It's true. They easy to get. They
Oh yeah,
easy to get.
they're going to let you get away with it for a little bit, but they're going to snatch you as soon as they get an opportunity. Once
Right.
you get out the way, once we feel like you done got too far, or they feel like you done made too much money, oh, gonna reel that fishing hook on in right there.
Girl, you said it.
Right. Because that's why this even made it this far. Because he
Right.
was protected. And
And
humiliation. They ain't gonna
that protection warrants him license to continue.
But that's
right. They
why,
ain't gonna give him that 100 million without humiliating him first.
right? And
Make
that's
sure
why
he
these men have to watch what they do. You can't just because you see brother man over here, they bring in the powder and you want some powder and they got the powder. You gotta stay a little cleaner than he does if you
Yeah.
want to make it. That's why DEI never worked for African Americans because we have to prove ourselves over and over and over that we are fit for the job. And
What you
that's why
say.
I'm telling you, DEI was never for us. So when they took
Right.
DEI, we didn't care. We didn't
Right.
benefit from DEI.
I had to explain that concept to my younger daughter, because the way they portray DEI, they think that it's not for them. They think the opposite. They for some reason it was totally twisted. She had a totally different approach of it. And I was like, girl, that DEI was made for white women, not for black women. You just happened to wander in just by proxy, but it was created for white women. It was not created for us. And she was under the impression it was created for us. I was like, no, it wasn't created for us.
No.
She didn't understand that. I said, that's why you must sue them when they treat you badly.
That's right. And here's the craziest part of that. We don't went on a whole nother rant. But with even with the DEI, they were using it as another word for the N word, right? That's what it
Right.
felt like to me. We're gonna
And
use DEI, we're gonna
that's
replace
what
it with
she
this.
was offended by. She says, Mommy, I'm not a DEI. I was like, girl, bye. Yes, you are. But it's not what you think. It's made for them. She was
That's
offended
right.
when I said, you
That's
are a
right.
product of a DEI hire. You're 30, not even, she's 20, 25, and she's a mixed race woman. I said, you are a product of a DEI hire. I am not. I am not. I said, girl, yes, you are. Don't be offended, but understand where it came
And
from before you
having a
jump on.
conversation with one of my best friends, there
Yes, she
is
was.
not
She
a
was. Girl,
law.
she was
There's
mad.
not, huh?
My daughter was so mad when I told her that. And she said, "Well, now I understand." I was like, "Yes, understand that wasn't for us, baby. That
But it
was
was
for
never
them."
DI was never it was never made for us.
Yes,
We did
yes.
we did not benefit from DEI because
No,
regardless of what the job is, we still have to prove that we are capable and culpable of doing the job. They don't just
right.
give us a job. So
No,
we got to remember that one thing. And also remember there's never been a civil rights bill that only benefited us. Every bill they have
right.
made benefited someone else besides us.
Talk
us.
about it.
Everybody else got a bill just for them, but African Americans. We're the only
Right.
people who got a bill that benefited everybody. Everybody. The
Hmm.
Civil Rights Act benefits everybody.
Everyone.
The
You're right.
everybody. We
But
don't have
then you can
anything that
cherry
just
pick.
benefited
Then
black.
you're right, and you can cherry pick the bills that are designate for specific races in New York,
That's
anyway.
right. That's true. And
Because
that's
we have
everywhere.
hate crimes in New York, and it don't work against blacks, but it
Mhm.
it don't work against blacks. But if you're anything else than black, then yeah, it works.
When I tell you some of the craziest stuff they've come up with in the last few years, it's just crazy. And if people aren't waking up to see what's really going on in our world, it's a sad time.
Hmm. I had to explain to my younger generation kids, uh, the difference between being woke. I said woke was turned and twisted to mean something else, another derogatory term. But woke means to be aware of your situation and what's going on in your situation and in the situation of others. Being awake and wide awake and
Right.
know what's coming on and know the difference between shinola and shoop.
Right. Because you see, that's why I remember Mama Butterfly just went off a few weeks ago. But that was one of the reasons why she went off. My mother been at her job 40 something years
Amen.
and been but a lot and hasn't gotten a raise like a lot of other people have been there shorter time than her. So that's one
See,
of the reasons
see,
why she went off. I'm glad you let your
that's
daughter
what
know.
we're
And never
talking about.
right. And never
You guys, I'm gonna step down because I have made it to my first destination. I will talk to you later.
Oh,
I'll be
have a
listening.
great day.
You too.
Thank you.
Yes, Miss Mimi. Thank you for coming. Thank you to all my panelists. Miss Behaving Lady Rowe,
Oh, this was
Buttercups. You know, I
fun.
already on my goddamn self. So
I
I told y'all
missed
we was
you
gonna be
so much. I missed you. I'm sitting here checking,
I
checking, checking. And I said, where's she at? Where's she doing?
miss you guys. Yeah, I definitely missed you guys too. You know, my schedule is gonna be a little hectic, but like I promise y'all, we growing and growing. Please, anytime I'm gonna give it to y'all because we got so much stuff that we want to do. I know we had a lot of stuff we had planned. I still gotta take y'all. We ain't did a vertical in a minute. We ain't did butterfly on the go in a minute. So I know I owe y'all some content. Shout out to my members. I know I
Yes.
owe my you know what I'm saying? But I got a surprise for my members. Y'all keep stay on alert, members. I got a surprise for y'all.
Oh, and I just
Yes, yes,
wanted to
yes.
to tell you, I was almost up in your area. I was about to go to the Boston Marathon. My cousin
Oh,
ran the Boston Marathon on Monday, and his time was under
yes.
3 hours. And I just want to shout out my cousin. Um, he's out from Las Vegas, and he is doing fantastic. I believe they're flying back from Boston today.
Oh, well, that's so awesome.
Yep, Jeff
Dang
Folks.
it.
Jeff
I would
Folks.
have came right. You know, that's a one fly by, y'all. Man, I brought y'all downtown where they have it at.
Yes, he's
Yeah.
yep. I was looking. He ran under 3 hours, which was his time. Better than his time for his age. He's in his 40s, and I'm so proud, and it's just a happy day for our family. We just so proud of him. Little dude. I used to babysit him.
Oh my God, that's been so hard. Now, we still gonna do our meet and greet too.
Well,
Me and
yes,
you, it's gonna
yes.
be me, you,
I'm
and
thinking
love.
of going, not for nothing. I have to go up to Vermont to because Mountain Man is out in Alaska right now, and I'm in New York. I'm about to go up to Vermont in the next day or so, probably on the weekend. So I'll shoot you an
Okay.
email and just we stop and get some coffee or something real quick.
Yes, that would be
Because I'm
so
coming
awesome.
through. I mean, when I come through, I'll go straight up, take care of the house, and then turn around. And when I come back, I can have time. so we can eat something or
Yeah.
just hang out. I have the truck, so I'll help you move some stuff.
Let's don't play with me, girl. Don't play with me.
Yeah, but I'll definitely shoot you
No,
an
let's go.
email.
Yeah, shoot me an email. I miss you guys too. Yes, I definitely miss you. I got 110. I lost.
Girl,
Wait,
you
a
know we love you.
Okay, I missed y'all too. Did she say 110? I thought I had 120 something. 21.
Well, I'm gonna drop down, and I just want to tell you, shout out to all the butterflies and buttercups, and thank you, ButterFlii, for allowing me up, and have a great
Thank
day,
you.
y'all.
Yes, thank you for coming up and sharing your thoughts. And thank you, because I did want to talk about the Shannon Sharpe, and I almost forgot. You know, I
Oh,
get
but you did
all
it.
lost. Came up and talked about that. This is a
Yep,
great morning
yep.
table talk. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, and I appreciate you. I'm gonna drop down in the chat.
All right, babes.
All
All
right.
right. Good times. All right, thank you guys. I miss you guys too. Trust me. Like I said, I'm not gonna say what it is. I'm gonna see. Y'all just keep stay on the lookout today, members. And shout out to all my new members. And shout out to my subscribers. Yes, baby. Okay. I love y'all. I really appreciate y'all. Right. That's why I'm like, why is it saying 110? I don't know. Anywho, I love y'all, buttercups. I want y'all to enjoy the rest of y'all beautiful, wet Wednesdays, wonderful Wednesday. Won't he do it Wednesday? Y'all got to run out and do some errands real quick. So I'm going to get ready to start to get myself together too and get out this door. But buttercups, this is another great morning table talks. Thank you guys so much for being here. Hey, Queen Script. Mwah. Salutations, buttercup. Shout out to my Bush babies. Shout out to my members. I love y'all. I hope y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. And remember to what? Keep your head on a swivel, okay? And stay on your square. And remember to what, buttercups? Smile. And the world smiles with you, all right? It's the most simplest kindness gesture that you can offer anybody. You never know how your smile might brighten up the next person's day. And it's a universal language. It don't matter what country you come from, what language you speak, everybody understands a smile. All right, buttercups? And I will see y'all later on, okay? I'll see y'all later on. Members, stay on alert. Stay on alert. Y'all might get a members live later on today. And stay on alert. Stay on alert. Thank you guys so much. I love y'all. And thank you for another great morning table talk. All right, buttercups, we out of here. I love y'all. Love, light, butterflies. Mwah. See y'all on the upside.